Howdy folks, today's shave is soap is I'll get it out. Shave soap. Here it is. This is SMG soaps. This one here is called Undertaker. It has a scent, it's got a floral scent, and there's amber, and it's supposed to have like a muddy water type or muddy dirt type scent to it. That's what it looks like there on the inside. You can kind of tell I've been using just a little bit of it. My nose doesn't pick up the muddy dirt, but I do the amber and the floral. The amber is the first thing I pick up, but your nose will probably be quite different than mine. If you're looking for one like this, you'll probably have to get on the buy sell trade because it's not in production anymore, at least not to my knowledge. Preshave. Got the Taconic Preshave oil. This one here, I use 2 pumps. Matter of fact, I better get it set ready to go. And I've got it whipped up here with a brush. This probably, it thickened up a little bit. It is not drippy like I normally would have it. It's still wet, moist, I guess you might say. And it's done with a Maggard's bronze brush. This one here, I think it's got a 22mm black knot. Pretty nice. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water to this. Make sure that I get it where I like it, where it rinses off a little bit better. And a little bit easier whipping it up here. Yeah, it's getting close because it'll thicken back up, you know, as time goes on, as I'm discussing these things. And also got the matching aftershave here. There it is. And shaver of the day. Yes, it is called the Butcher. It is an 8/8. It is it's very big. It's by Blades Grim. You can find this. I got a link down below for this one here at Classic Shaving. And these are carbon fiber scales here. It is huge. To help probably give you some kind of a point of reference just on how big this thing is. It's a monster. This is a Vanta shavette. This one here takes a full DE as well as one that's snapped in half. So in other words, that would represent the width of a DE blade. And there it is. I don't know if that kind of helps give you an idea just how wide this blade is. Sometimes it's hard, to imagine, 8/8, in other words, an inch, how big is that, especially compared to something that most shavers might be accustomed to. And a DE blade is one of those, and that'll give you some idea just how big this is. And I've been sitting on this razor for a while for this shave. Today being, Halloween and shaving with a straight razor that's named the Butcher. Thought it might just be, appropriate, if you will. I'll go ahead and get 2 squirts here of the Taconic Preshave oil. And matter of fact, I've been shaving with that Vanta shavette off camera. It is a very, for me, at least in my experience, a very easy-going, easy-to-use shavette. Not that you can't cut yourself with it, but it is a wee bit more difficult because the toe and heel is covered up, and with it being like that, it is really easy for me to use. And depending on what kind of week you have, sometimes you just need a shaver that doesn't require quite as much attention as this one here that I'm getting ready to use. This is a monster blade. I did check out the blade to make sure it's going to meet my, my standards as it goes for shaving with it. And I just did one side of my face with it earlier this week, and it does just fine. Now this one here that I've got is this one here. There's 2 versions of the Butcher. One of them is this one here, and the other one is a blackened one. I'll have a link down below to both of them. Now, when I got this one here, it was somewhat cheaper than what the going price is today. But the blackened one is, closer to being what might be affordable, especially if you're looking for a blade that's 8/8. 8/8, if you're looking for one, they're generally not very cheap. Somewhat expensive, and I think this one here is going, around $350 now, to give you some idea, and that's marked down from, I guess you might say, the regular price. Just wanted to point that out, that for me, when I saw the price, I got this, and I got 4 pucks of soap, the inexpensive soap. I want to give it a try. It ran, I think it was like $4 or $5. Pretty inexpensive. Got 4 pucks of that, threw some reward points at it, and got it all under shipped to me, as well as honed for like $205. So in other words, it was pretty good buy at the time, especially with my reward points thrown out there on it. But this was just something I just couldn't pass up. Like I said, I've had this one for a while. The blackened version, I think, is going for $199, and I think you have to pay extra on that one there if you want it honed. Mine came honed, so for me, in my opinion, I got a heck of a buy, especially for a blade this big. This will probably, unless I run across another one that's at that price, this will probably be the only 8/8 I'll have in my den. It is a huge hunk of steel that's standing there. Oh, I should say it's also hollow ground. In other words, sometimes when you run across these blades that are this big, some of them might be maybe half hollow, quarter hollow, in other words, near wedge. This one here is a hollow ground. It looks like it's a full hollow. And that side of the face that I shaved with, just to test out the blade, wow, it did well. I do think if you're kind of wondering or on the fence, or you're thinking, I'll never be able to shave with a blade that big, after shaving just one side of my face with it, I felt like that if I shaved with it, for instance, all week, in other words, consistently with it, that I would get very comfortable with it. It is this, at least this one here, I should say, and I think it has a lot to do with the ground, perhaps. I got something in my eye over here. Not a good thing when you get ready to put this thing next to your face. I felt like that I would get very comfortable with it. You have to adjust to the size as it goes for the width. The length seems to be relatively okay for me. In other words, not too long. And but as it goes for the edge that was put on it when I got it from Classic Shaving, for me it's shave ready, in my opinion. If you like a different edge, I understand those sort of things. Personal preference. It's kind of like, DE blades. Some people might like one particular blade and the other set of folks may not particularly like it. And I understand, because I've got some blades in before that, yeah, I can't stand them. They don't shave well for me. But they're still in production. People are still buying them. They're still using them. So it works for other folks. So your mileage may vary. Yeah, here we get started now. For me, it will take some adjusting to get used to the width of the blade, because it is a little bit hard for me to see around. So just throwing all this sort of thing out there, that in other words, this will be my first full shave with it. So don't expect anything, speedy. If anything, I would say it's more of a, I guess you might say, a shave, showing that somebody that is not very experienced with shaving with a straight razor, more so with a shavette, that these sort of things are doable. It is possible. I feel like, in other words, if I can do it, I think other folks should be able to do it if they really want to, if they're determined to learn how to shave, even with a straight razor, or a straight razor with a blade this big. If you're wondering about the angle, I don't know if you could tell, especially right there, the angle is darn near flat. It's maybe 5-10 degrees, whatever the case is. It's, in other words, just a little bit off the face, just a little bit, not a whole lot. That seems to work best for me for this particular blade. Should mention, I think at the beginning, this soap, Jonathan Romanoff, there we go. He was the one that made this soap here, and unfortunately, I think a while back, I think he stopped making soap, or he makes it on a very limited basis, and I just never been able to catch up with him. But in other words, seeing where it's ever posted to get any more, for me, it's it's as you can tell, it's pretty slick. It works well for me. Over time, I had bought some of his soaps. Some of them I have already passed on to other folks, so they'll get an opportunity to try his soap, especially since it's not in production anymore. But I still have a little bit left. Like I said, it will take a little while for somebody to get used to the width of that blade. It's like I said, I think I could get a handle on it if I used it more. So there might be a few more, I guess you might, off-camera shaves, I guess you might say, that I'm using with this one for. It is really nice. It is really nice. I mean, this thing is very smooth. Edge, I'm quite happy with it. Um, this will be the first edge that I got from Classic Shaving. I've never, in other words, I don't have any other shavers with an edge. Matter of fact, I think this is the first straight razor I bought from them. I bought some DEs from them before, but and some single edges, but this will be my first straight razor from them. Should probably mention also the makers of some of these straight razors. In other words, there are different artisans that are selling them on the website. That's the way I understand it. Could have that wrong, but I think that's the way it works. Man, this edge this razor is pretty nice. I'm glad I got it. 8/8 though. I couldn't pass it up. Like I said, it was one of those things that you put on your bucket list, and with expectations that I'll probably never get one. It wasn't too terribly long ago. One of my next upcoming videos is on eBay I found a Hart steel straight razor 7/8 for sale, and I was able to get that thing for under $100 shipped. Quite surprised, just ecstatic that I got it. That's the other razor I was testing the edge on, and I've had it for a moment too. And believe it or not, it's shave ready. I was really shocked. Didn't think it would come. One person's shave ready may not be your shave ready. And for me, I'm kind of picky on my edges. And I have to be because of the way my beard is. It's like they say, piano wire. Yeah. It will dull a DE blade pretty quick. So in other words, learning how to strop, how to maintain the edge is going to be really important to me as time goes on. The more straight razor shaves that I do, especially I got to learn how to put an edge on one. Still not quite ready for that though. It's in time. Got to be mentally prepared for all this sort of thing, in my opinion, in order for it to stick. Jump in too quick and then you drop it. In other words, you don't pay attention to it anymore, you don't use it anymore, and then it becomes a non-event. Then you spend all that money on it. I want to make sure that I'm definitely mentally prepared to put an edge on one. Definitely ready to shave with one. These things are awesome. I've got tons of videos to watch. This past week has been pretty busy. Last night was Broken Arrow's football game. The Broken Arrow played Norman, and Broken Arrow won. And the Pride has been, busy with their events. Matter of fact, later on today there's a car show I need to get to. There's a little bit of a, how can you say, feedback. It's kind of singing. It's pretty nice. I like this blade. I will say it's a different shave feel using something that's near a full hollow or full hollow versus something that's a near wedge. To me, the shave experience is different. I would say for most folks, something near a full hollow is probably something that a lot of folks would like. I think it's going to take a while not only to figure out what kind of edge you like on a near wedge or a wedge, and just get accustomed to using it. To me, I think the angle is a little bit different with the wedge or near wedge. As well as the shave feel. This is just awesome. It's not always the best buy. In other words, when you make a purchase, especially something like this, you don't know what you're getting into for sure. You never experienced it, and then you finally pull the trigger, you get it, and wow, really happy with this. This would be a lot of fun to get you learn how to use. I know it looks intimidating. 8/8, that thing is huge, but work up the nerve, get used to using it. I can understand folks that, once they use one, how can you say they never go back, I guess you might say. In other words, a lot of their shaves is with an 8/8 or a 9/8 or whatever the case might be, that these bigger blades are a lot of fun to use. It's getting past that intimidating factor and just enjoying the shave. Wow, this is pretty good. Really happy with this shaver. But like I said, I had reward points to help knock down the price of my total package, if you will, with the soap that I ordered. I want to use that here pretty soon. Like I say, when you're shaving with a soap that's around $4 or $5, it does make you wonder about the quality. I was interested, not only because of the scents. I've been looking at some of these scents for quite some time. I just decided to go ahead and pull the trigger while I was ordering this particular shaver, throw it in all together and throw my reward points on there, and I guess you might say make it worthwhile. Also, this is Stirling's unscented mentholated witch hazel, and in one of these, matter of fact, probably the next one, I ordered some items from Pester's in New York, the pharmacy. And in the box, besides what I ordered and the invoice, they also sent a paper bag, from the pharmacy. And I'll show that. I just thought it was just awesome for them to do such a thing. It's just a small little thing for me that just, makes it pretty neat. When you're in Oklahoma, you don't get stuff like that. And, to get it in with your purchase, it's just a small little paper bag item type thing. But to me, I think it's pretty cool. Matter of fact, I've been, a lot of those sort of things that I get, business cards, stuff that you see from Phoenix Artists and Accoutrements, PAA. Those cards that you get, talking about, the shave, with the soap and all that sort of thing. I've been collecting all those, keeping them, and I'll put them all together one day, in some sort of memorabilia thing, and just, for some folks that we don't have a brick and mortar anywhere around here that's like that, and it's pretty cool to get little things like that so you can keep little mementos and whatnot. Anyway, just something for history for me. Pretty good shave, can't complain. Still got the cooling effect, didn't have any stinging with it. I need more practice with it to get a little bit closer. That problem area right through here, I think I can do better, but this was the first full face shave with it. It feels great. Really glad I got it. Matter of fact, I've used quite a bit of this. I'm down to there, about like the soap. Yeah, I'll have to find a replacement. I do have Tallow Scream, got from First Strike Shave, and I had smelt it off the puck, and it is quite nice. The aftershave, less on the amber, more on the floral. We'll see how it works on the dry down, but it seems to be more floral to me than what I was picking up on the soap. It is, I like it. I was really surprised when it said it had a muddy dirt scent to it. I almost didn't get it. I'm not a dirt fan. I don't particularly care for the scent of dirt. But I don't pick up dirt, at least not my nose. Pretty good stuff. I like it. Anyway, I had a great shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, you know, and finally stop raining around here. So today being Halloween, temperature's going to be, I think, mid 60s. Great for Halloween. Stay safe. Smooth shaves to you.